Bye, everybody. Come back.
Scamp, go back.
Bringing Barbadian life to you.
We are TV8.
Good afternoon. I'm Lisa Broom with the CBC Newsbreak. The findings of a recent survey conducted in schools by the National Council on Substance Abuse supports the need to spread financial resources across the education system. So says Attorney General and Minister of Home Affairs Adriel Brathwaite, who told the House 1,400 secondary school students were interviewed. He says some of them indicated that they typically came into contact with alcohol, marijuana and inhalants, among other substances, while at social events, at home, and in many cases at school.
71.2% of the students who completed this survey said that they had used alcohol. Surprisingly, sir, the use of alcohol was higher among the females than it was among the males. I was very surprised to see that. Most significantly, sir, the average age of the students who said that they had used alcohol was 11 years, 8 months. Was 11 years, 8 months. So that points to a significant issue, as you can see, that in fact that we have our minors of that age signaling to us that they have been using alcohol at that age.
Mr. Brathwaite says this explains some of the challenges teachers experience in some schools daily, as well as some of the behaviors some students exhibit while on the road.
It is not enough for us to spend the money in the school setting, and teach our kids, when in fact, as soon as they leave the compound, they go back to all the negative influences. So we have significant challenges. We have challenges in terms of we don't have enough guidance counselors. Education would like more money. I am very sure that the Minister of Education will love some more money so that he can have additional guidance counselors in most of our schools. You have a school of 1,000 youngsters with one guidance counselor. Now that ratio tells you that he or she is almost fighting a losing battle to begin with.
Opposition MP for St. James North, Edmund Hinkson, contends that the Democratic Labour Party has let down working-class Barbadians who cannot bear the costs of tertiary education at the UE. He says this has resulted in thousands having to drop out of the Cave campus of the UE and other campuses across the region.
Let us think about the 80% out there who are not like us. Let us think about them. And what are we asking them to do right now? Are they going to be like many of my constituents who have had to drop out of the University of the West Indies because they can't pay the tuition fees, because the bursaries didn't come through 12 months after the Minister of Education first announced them?
Minister of Education Ronald Jones says access to education at the UE Cave Hill remains within the reach of ordinary Barbadians despite government's decision to have them pay tuition fees. He points out that funding is available from the Student Revolving Loan Fund, where changes have been made to make it more easily accessible.
4% interest, that's what it is. And we've taken off guarantors and sureties. So you can go to the Student Revolving Loan Fund up to $50,000 and you don't have to walk around and beg any politician to stand as a guarantor. You don't have to walk around and knock at somebody's door and say, well, you know me from yesterday. I was a good boy or a good girl. Come and sign a grant. They have been removed. All of that is there. Interest rate at one time in the Student Revolving Loan Fund used to be 5, 6, 7% compound interest. Today it is basic, simple interest.
The estimates debate resumes at 2. In other news now, 11 people were injured following a 3-vehicle accident along Mullins Road this morning. The accident, which occurred at 10 minutes to 7, involved a transport board bus, a car and an SUV. 3 people were taken to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital by ambulance, 1 to the Morris Bayer Polyclinic, and the other 7 were treated on the scene. A former police officer is among 3 men held after Monday's drug seizure off South Point, Christchurch. Approximately 123 pounds of cannabis and 32 kilograms of cocaine were seized during the joint operation 3 Miles at Sea. The 3 were formally charged and are to appear in Oyston's Magistrates Court to face a number of drugs charges. They are 57-year-old ex-cop David Leroy Cumberbatch of Venus Drive, Watton, Christchurch, Neville O'Neill Cumberbatch, 60 years of Settle Street, Bridgetown, and 27-year-old Mikhail Jelani Dulal Seeley of Skeets Road, The Ivy in St. Michael. The Barbados Road Safety Association is to embark on a program which it says will safeguard the lives of young people. Public Relations Officer Richard Cox says students will be taught about proper road use and safety procedures. The program will be launched at the Eden Lodge Nursery tomorrow morning.
This Friday at 10 o'clock, we will be going into the school to show the nursery children how to use pedestrian crossings, how to buckle seat belts when they get into the car, etc., etc. In general, road safety matters we will be conducting at the school. Teachers and parents are also asked to attend.
ESCO, one of the leading suppliers of air conditioners, was quick to respond to ensure the sixth form classroom of students at the foundation school is cool and conducive to learning. Principal Robert Cumberbatch says the heat in the refurbished unit was unbearable and compromised learning. The Parent-Teacher Association was approached and sought assistance from ESCO.
PTA approached private sector through ESCO, and they have presented us with an air conditioning unit. Even as we speak behind me, we have part of my lower sixth class who is going through some sessions with their year head, Mr. Moore. We can now at last close the door and have sessions.
Contract sales representative at ESCO, Victor Mapp, says the company was more than willing to assist the foundation school when approached.
We were more than willing to come on board due to the fact that one of our senior managers, he has a sixth form daughter here. And my son is a former student as well. So we were eager to get on board to help out in this task of getting the air-conditioned room ready for the students. And Mr. Noel, Jeffrey Noel, he's Mr. Thorpe's friend also. So that's how the connection came in. He approached us through Mr. Noel, and I kind of followed through on this.
Antigua lobbying to keep LIAT based there. That story and more when we return.
Get ready to embrace the pace at the 98.1 The One Socatology, Saturday, March 28th at the Arena at Kensington Oval, featuring the 2015 Groovy Soca King Olatunji, the Asylum Vikings Bunji Garland and Fay-Ann Lions, Kerwin Dubois, Lyrical, Benji, Lil Rick, Bada Fox, and much more. Log on to www.socatology.com for more details. You could be one of 30 persons to win tickets to Socatology when you text Embrace the Pace to short code 9811. 98.1 The One and CBC Socaholics, proud sponsors of Socatology 2015.
What up? This is Arlington. I love, live, and living it up.
We play a very important role as far as kids are concerned. A lot of kids look up to us, you know? And we gotta protect them especially, protect and respect them especially.
Yeah, man, this is Bogina Kente encouraging you to live up, live life, abandon the stigma, don't judge. You understand? Just love people, enjoy yourself. Blessed love, yeah?
Together, we can all erase stigma and discrimination and make the difference. So turn up the message now. Live up, love, protect, respect.
Pillars of Worship is the story of our search for God over the centuries. And from the time that first wooden cross was nailed to a tree near Holetown in 1625, God and our many ways of worship have helped to hone our history. Pillars tells the story from early Anglicanism to abundant life, from early governance around 11 parish churches to the exuberant diversity of 500 churches today. From the gorgeous Gothic churches like St. John's, Holy of Holies, the magnificent monuments to saintly ancestors and splendid works of art. From Moravians who came to save the slaves, to Jews and Catholics persecuted for their faith. We admire splendid pillars of stone and human pillars like Sarah Ann Gill and Bishop Coleridge, builders of Barbados.
Get individual programs on DVD for $30 each, or the full package of 7 for just $150. Call 467-5538 to place your orders.
We hope these 7 programs will inspire everyone to enter the churches and search their souls for spiritual health and happiness.
Antigua and Barbuda is now appealing to the shareholder governments of regional carrier Liat to leave the country with the airline. Antigua has opposed the move since it was announced Barbados will be the new base for the regional carrier. The Prime Minister, Gaston Brown, and former leaders all voiced their opposition to the plan. Mr. Brown had written to Chairman of Liat shareholder governments, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, asking him to put a stop to the rebasing efforts until Cabinet could discuss the matter. He says his government is fighting for the airline to remain in St. John's, although the country knows from a legal standpoint it does not have the shareholding capacity. Mr. Brown said while the major shareholding governments of Liat did have legal right, Antigua has every right to defend what is in its best interest.